I just got done checking in. I'm in Houston, Texas. I'm picking up a convention center load. I'm here at the marshalling yard. It's around 6:30 a.m. right now, and I just gotta wait for them to call me so I can head over to the convention center. Quite a bit of trucks already here. Man, traffic is crazy. I'm in downtown Houston. I got lucky. I was able to get a parking spot here at the marshalling yard, because it's pretty tight in here too. Man, it is crazy. It is 5 o'clock in the afternoon. They finally called me. My truck over there. Since 6 o'clock this morning I've been here, and it is 5 p.m. I actually did my 10-hour break here waiting. But let's go to the convention center. Let's go get loaded. We'll see how far I'll drive tonight. So tight in here, and then I gotta back up blindsided. It's gonna be fun. Traffic's been like crazy. I mean, we're literally in downtown Houston at the convention center. I just backed up into my dock. It was actually easier than I thought. You want me to put that gate up? This is what I got so far. Look like some lawnmowers. I just got loaded. They loaded me up with 9 pallets. That's it, freaking light load. There ain't nothing in my trailer. Half my trailer is empty. And I'm headed to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It'll be a lawnmower to take home. A little riding lawnmower. You got some tillers and some smaller lawnmowers up there. That's it. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's gonna be a little bit chilly up there during this time. I went over the road in October 2020. At the time, I didn't know it, but eventually I would have liked to become an owner-operator. This idea and concept about being an owner-operator was new to me. From what I read and watched, they were saying things that would have never crossed my mind. So you're telling me that I can buy my own semi-truck and make more money than I'm making now as a company driver, have more freedom, be my own boss, run however and wherever I want to go? I don't have to beg for days off and make my own schedule. I can be home for all of the holidays and not have to alternate with other drivers. I have to know more. I have to learn more. Being away from home while making pennies is just not cutting it for me anymore. It is not worth it. I need to know how to become an owner operator. Please understand that I was very new to all of this. I was very ignorant when it came to the trucking industry. I come from a very small town outside of Lubbock, Texas. Oil field and farm fields are all I ever saw growing up. With my father being a migrant and a farmer, that's what I saw in my future. He taught me how to drive a tractor from a very early age. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. But my father could not teach me what he didn't know. With very limited English and no skills, he had to work an unskilled job that paid below minimum wage. If you know, you know. Once I graduated high school, I tried the college route, but with no money, I ended up dropping out, working low paying jobs, jumping from one to another. I don't even think I held a job longer than 6 months at the time. Several years later, after wandering this earth lost with no guidance, doing hedonistic behavior, drinking every weekend, doing drugs I don't even want to admit to, and the girls, I don't even want to get into that. I knew I had to change or it would not end up good for me. I reached out to one of my best friends for help. His dad worked in the oil field, and at the age of 18, my friend was able to get his CDL. The easiest and fastest way to kick off some type of career was if I got my CDL. He was able to get me a job with him, got trained, and a few months later, I was able to obtain my CDL. So fast forward to late 2020 when I went over the road, the possibilities expanded from having to work for somebody. I was on a mission to one day become an owner operator. I need to come up with a plan. That was my vision 3 months in being over the road. Crazy, isn't it? I mean, never in my life did it even cross my mind this idea of buying my own semi truck. Not only that, I knew absolutely nothing about the trucking industry. All I had under my belt was my CDL, a clean record, and 5 years of local experience working in the oil field. For most of those 5 years, I was hauling water to and from rig sites. I had never even driven a sleeper truck. All of the companies I worked for in the oil fields had day cab, so that meant I was home every night. Eventually, that would have changed when I was forced to go over the road. I know force is a strong word, but let me put it this way. Either I use my skills as a licensed commercial driver or go work in an unskilled minimum wage job. The pandemic really did a number on many jobs across the nation, and the oil field was not an exception. The only thing that seemed to be doing okay at the time was over the road trucking. Since I didn't have no money saved up, I knew I was going to have to borrow money. But from who was the question? I can go the bank route, which with my credit score being below 600, the chances were pretty slim there. Or I can go ask to borrow money from another one of my best friends that had been doing good with his money, and in order to convince him to let me borrow the amount of money that I wanted, I had to make him an offer that he couldn't refuse. After several hours of talking to him about this new gold mine that I thought I had found, the trucking industry, he didn't seem very convinced to let me borrow the money. He was very skeptical about the whole idea, but who wouldn't be? It's not like I had years of experience and knew all of the ins and outs of the business. I hadn't even been over the road for 1 year. He said, "Let me think about it. I'll get back to you in a few days." To me, that was a kind way of telling your friend no. 1 day passed, 2 days passed, 3 days passed, and I still haven't heard anything back from him. During this time, I was on the road, so it's not like I could just go pay him a visit. It would be a few weeks before I went back home. After 5 days, I gave up waiting for him to call me. And it's not like I could be mad at him. Even I thought this whole idea of becoming an owner operator was crazy. Is this thing that I'm chasing really possible for me? Have I lost it? Am I this delusional? I need to get off YouTube, I would tell myself. I need to stop listening to the people on the internet selling me fake dreams. But I couldn't. One way or another, with my friend's help or not, I was going to figure out how to become an owner operator, even if I had to live on beans and rice for the next 3 years and save every single extra penny I came across. Mind you, I have a family back at home, a beautiful wife, a 10-year-old girl, and a 2-year-old boy. It's not like I could live out of my truck and save every extra dollar to speed up the process. My first priority before anything is that my family is taken care of. As long as they have a roof over their head, food on the table, and reliable transportation, then I could try to entertain this idea of being an owner operator. On the eighth day, he finally calls me back. I was really shocked to see my phone ringing with his name on it. The last bit of hope I had vanished a few days ago. I ain't never picked up a phone so fast in my life. "Hello," I said. He started coughing before he even spit a word out. It started with a slow cough, but then it gradually became uncontrollable. Like he needed some water to calm it down. I started to get worried for him, but at the same time, I was kind of getting irritated. Like, really, bro? I've been anxiously waiting for this call for over a week, and you want to start coughing a lung out as soon as I pick up? I know, I was being very selfish. I would ask him if he was doing okay. He would say yes while trying so hard to get it together. I told him he could call me back later if he wanted, but he said no, that it was about to pass. After a few minutes, he finally catches his breath. First words that come out of his mouth are, "So I've been thinking about it, talked it over with the wife." At this point, I knew my chances were over. Ain't no wife trying to let no one borrow or invest into something that she doesn't understand, especially if she has no ties to the borrower. But rightfully so. His following words were, "We have decided to let you borrow the money." My heart sank. Didn't know if I should be excited or shocked. That's not what I was expecting to hear. My mind was already made up with the answer no, but with the kinder tone, like, "We can't financially help you at the moment." I thanked him nonstop and told him that I was very appreciative of him and his wife for not only letting me borrow the money, but believing and taking a risk on me and this wild venture that I wanted to go on. I was overjoyed to say the least. Now, on to the next step, the execution. I had to get all my ducks in a row to finally become an owner operator after getting the funds I desperately needed. I just stopped here at a Love's in Searcy, Arkansas. I usually don't stop at the Love's because I don't get fuel here, but I'm in great need of a shower, so I'm about to shower here. But I got something to talk to y'all about after my shower. Since I don't get fuel here, I had to pay 17 bucks to take a shower. But they're pretty nice showers. I would say Love's definitely has the best showers out of the pilots and the TAs. They're the most cleanest. So yesterday when I got loaded, I checked my paperwork and I noticed that I had the wrong address that I was going to. I had somewhere in Ohio and I was going to Wisconsin. So I go back to the office and like, hey, this is not my paperwork. I started checking the product, and the product has labels, and those said it was going to Ohio. I was like, oh my god, they loaded me up with the wrong stuff. So after like 30 minutes, they were trying to figure out what happened, what's going on, and there was another truck, probably about 10 docks down the way, that they were loading him up with my stuff. So they ended up taking all the stuff that I had out of my trailer and taking the stuff he had on his trailer and putting it on mine. And he was almost done getting loaded. Luckily I caught it, because if I would have took off or he would have took off, it would have been a bigger mess. But so the first time I got loaded at 6:30, by the time we finished swapping everything out, it was 8:30 at night. So from 8:30, I drove till 5 in the morning. And that morning, yesterday morning, I had been up since like 5 because I had to check in at 6 a.m. So I was literally awake for like 24 hours, which freaking sucked. But let's go see what I got loaded with, because remember, I had a bunch of lawnmowers and yard tools, but let's go see what I got now. So here I got these labels. This is going to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which oddly enough I have a bunch of Milwaukee tools. More tools. And that table right there, that table is nice. Has a Milwaukee logo. A whole bunch of Milwaukee equipment in there. an expensive load that I got on me right now. Which I was looking it up, and Milwaukee, Wisconsin is where the headquarters for Milwaukee Tools is. But let's get back to the pod. There are 3 ways to purchase a truck from my knowledge. You can buy it straight cash, do a lease purchase, or you can finance it through a bank. Since financing was out of the question, I was left with 2 options. If I buy it straight cash, where do I even begin? My expertise on commercial trucks were very minimal. I barely even knew what kind of truck I was driving, a Freightliner. And I only knew that because I was reminded every time I passed in front of it by the grill. It had his logo on it. No idea what kind of model it was. I don't say this lightly. I was very ignorant to all of this. So I would either continue to do more research on trucks or potentially do a lease purchase. I came across several videos that some carriers offer to do lease purchases. But what exactly does that mean? Lease purchase? Is it the same as when you lease a car? I decided to ask my dispatcher at the time about it. Maybe he could give me some info. And he did not disappoint. He told me that if I wanted, I could buy the truck that I'm currently driving. This Freightliner that I had no idea what the info on it was, but what I did know was that it was a good truck. In the 6 months that I was in it, not once did it break down on me. He wasn't just an ordinary dispatcher. He was second in command of the company, cousin to the owner. I wasn't with the mega carrier. It was a smaller company based out of Chicago, Illinois, with less than 50 trucks, so asking him was the right decision. He told me to give him a few hours, possibly a day, to work out all the details on the truck, that he would have to get with accounting to see how the payments are going to be structured, and then he would get back to me. I told him no problem. The next morning, he called me with the information he had received, and it goes as follows. They wanted $10,000 for a down payment, $1,529 per month for 34 months. So in total, it was just shy of $62,000, and it was a 2016 Freightliner Cascadia with approximately 500,000 miles. I told him, let's do it. When and where can I sign? He booked me a load to Chicago from where I was at, and the day after I delivered my load in Chicago, I became an owner-operator. The exact day was February 13th, 2021, the beginning of financial freedom, or so I thought. The following 3 years have been nothing but a roller coaster. The only thing I regret is not doing more market research on the price of trucks. Carriers jack up the price like crazy. I was really naive to think that the company was out to look for my best interest. For all I know is that they could have sold me the truck 25% above market value. I want you to understand that companies are about making money. Some are more greedy than others, and they're going to squeeze every nickel and dime out of every avenue possible. Lease purchase is one of the easiest ways to trap drivers into thinking that they can be their own boss, and that dream can easily turn into a nightmare very fast. If you're a truck driver and drink energy drinks, you need to get yourself one of these. This is a Frost Buddy. It's going to help you keep the energy drinks can cold for a very long time. You know, they have all kinds of different sizes and shapes. You can also fit different cans of. Right now I have a 16-ounce can, but with this little adapter, I could put a 12-ounce can, and you can fit all different types of bottles. Get yours, link in the description. Thank you so much for watching the entire video. It really means a lot to me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and stay healthy on the road. Drive safe out there, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.